Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader. It's Tuesday, August 24th. These are the charts of the day. Well, the market's come down pretty hard here and are getting near severe oversold conditions. Some of the stocks that we follow have done very well despite the market drop, and we wanted to point out a few new emerging ones that could benefit by a market snapback here. In any case, Casia Research, which have been consolidating after a nice run-up, has seen the stock go from 2 to the mid-teens. The stock then went into a consolidation mode over the last 4 months or so, but today spiked up from 1312 to 1578, up 245 or 18.6% on the second biggest volume in the last 5 or 6 months. So looks like potentially stock could move, particularly if it takes out the next lateral line of resistance up around 16 and a quarter. I move through that area, and we could see the stock reach upwards towards 20, our trading target. I want to also cover some of the ultra shorts just to see where they're at in time here. You can see the BGZ, which had come down to test the June low in early August, rebounded, moving averages crossed over and turned up. Today the stock jumped 71 cents or 4.5% and got up to initial key lateral resistance and backed off before the close. But it moved through the 1675 area, so it could yield or lead to a move that tests the early July high up around 19. That's our short-term trading target. D Tronics, DAKT, had a significant session today. You'll see that a nearly 2-year coiling base pattern was resolved today with an explosion that saw this stock jump 17% or $1.34 from 798 to 916, as high as 930 today, closing at 916, up $1.34, and certainly the biggest volume in a while. May be the breakout that we were looking for on this stock, and now at this point I'm looking for a move to test the early January '09 highs up around the 10 3/4 range. That's my initial trading target. Beyond that, something around 13. EDZ, another ultra short. Wanted to give you a flavor for how that's looking. Not quite as strong as some of the others in that it made lower lows in July and August. It has, however, turned around and taken out the declining channel top. Got up to lateral price resistance at the earlier highs in August near 39, 9 1/4. Should that break, we're looking for a move that takes us to 43, and then beyond that up to as high as 50. So worth keeping an eye on should the market roll over hard. FAZ looks a little bit better. It's moved out of a falling wedge pattern, pulled back and held support, and then has made new rally highs. We're now at about a 6-week high on it, and about to challenge the 19 and a quarter zone, my next trading target on the FAZ. Zong Pin Inc., HOGS, which is a Chinese meat product hog producer, had a significant run recently, coiled, and then yesterday began the breakout. Today it followed through nicely. This stock could be on its way to test the 16.5 level rather short term, and a breakout above that, as you can see, is key double top from October and January of last year, early this year. Top of the long-term channel calls for a move to 21. That's our secondary trading target. Initial target around 18.5. Craft Brewers, symbols HOG, has been really moving nicely of late, and has spiked up from the price volume surge that broke it out in mid-May around the 2 3/4 range. Made it all the way up to just under 7, and has been stair-stepping its way higher. There's key overhead resistance, which I expect may be tested around 7 3/4, but my trading target on this is now 9. HWSI has had a really interesting price volume surge in July, followed by a pennant and breakout and another flag. Today it broke out again up $1.26 or 20%. Increasing volume. Although it's thin, the stock looks like it has strong potential to make a spike move up towards the 9.5 10 zone, my initial trading target, and then 12.5 my secondary target. Isilon, one of my favorite stocks of late, my member of my top 25 list, spiked up in July, consolidated for 4 weeks, broke out with a price breakaway gap yesterday, had a bit of a fall through today. There's some resistance at the top of the channel around 21.5, which I suspect may be reached rather quickly. But if we get a spike through that on volume, we could accelerate into the mid to high 20s. Radcom, thin stock, but moving up nicely here. Exploded in early August, flagged for a week and a half, broke out again and flagged for 4 more days. Today it broke out once again up another 33% cents today. And with the way this is set up and the pattern and the thinness of the stock, it could be one of those stocks that makes a run into the $12 range, my intermediate target. Radware, also another similar type stock, but higher priced. Had a nice surge today, breaking across key resistance around the 24 level, and spiked up $1.27 or 5.5% on the biggest volume since end of March or April, excuse me. But this is a multi-year high going back to 2004, and I think that level will be tested. That's in around the $32 range. That's my intermediate target. Short-term target around 28. Rare Elements, REE, quite an interesting chart. Had a big reversal day in early July, and then stair-steps its way higher, consolidated last couple, 3 weeks. The volume the last 2 days, however, is significant in that it broke out on big volume and accelerated today, reaching 4.25 before backing off. Still up 40 cents or 12% today. And the way this looks, it looks like it could move higher. My target's 5 and then 6.5. RFMD had a significant day today, breaking out of a basing pattern with a price volume surge that took it across 3 layers of resistance. My next target is 5.5 and then 6, but that $6 range being a key level of resistance that if taken out could lead to a substantial move. We'll set an intermediate target at $8. The TZA, one of our ultra shorts and our favorite at this point, is acting as good as anything. 29,777,800 shares traded today, nearly 30 million shares. That's the heaviest volume that I can see ever traded in the stock. So perhaps significant basing pattern, surge here on technicals. We can take out 45, which is the early July high. That's my short-term trading target. And I'm looking for a move that takes it into the low to mid-50s, our longer-term target. And lastly is ZAGG, which had a terrific session today, exploding from 279 to 380, closing at 370, up 60 cents or 19%. More importantly, if you take a look at the pattern, you'll see that it broke out above a 1-year base pattern. Secondary resistance up around 4.5 should be tested short-term. Intermediate term target around 6.5. And that's it for today. Good luck with the market tomorrow. I expect some extreme volatility.